Welcome to the Reed Report. Appreciate you guys for taking this time to hear me out here on this Tuesday afternoon. And what a morning afternoon it has been already. We wrapped up, week 6 of the NFL season last night with a Monday night football game between the AFC East rivals. You have the Buffalo Bills on the road against the New York Jets. New York Jets, of course, they been struggling this season, even with Aaron Rodgers. They honestly, around this time last season, even with Aaron Rodgers being out, they looked better around this time last season. But last night they did look good. But they just aren't the New York Jets that we thought they would be once they got a quarterback. When we saw how they played last season and with no quarterback, we were like, that's all they need is a quarterback. All they need is a quarterback and this team will be off to the races. And then there's the Buffalo Bills, a team that lost their top receiver. Last night, they didn't have their top running back, and they were still able to pull off the game against the New York Jets. One the Jets definitely let get away. But we are here on a Tuesday, not even 24 hours after that game. And both those teams, as you can see, just pulled off these moves. Started with Davante Adams early this morning. News broke that he was being traded to the New York Jets. We saw Mike Williams and Aaron Rodgers not connect on a pass that would have set the Jets up nice. We saw, for me, looking at Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, of course that was Lazard, but mainly Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. It was a nice. You can see things starting to pick up between Rodgers and those guys. But it seems like those were the only two guys he were going to. Whether it's running the ball with Hall, and then you had Wilson, of course, like I said, Lazard. But you could tell it was just a 3-man game out there on offense, and they needed a consistent next person, and they got that this morning with Davante Adams, who's going to be the number 1 receiver, who is not washed. All he needed was a quarterback. Garrett Wilson is going to be the number 2, but you honestly have 1 and 1A. Then you got Breece Hall at running back. And then you still have a stout defense who's going to be even more motivated to get the opposing team's offense off the field so they can sit back on the sideline and watch their offense go to work now with the addition of Davante Adams. So at 2-4, I agree with the interim coach of the Jets. By no means they're out of this thing, because we know what the Buffalo Bills are capable of doing. And I don't mean that in a good way. But the Buffalo Bills, speaking of, they just, about an hour and a half ago at the time of recording, they just acquired Amari Cooper from the Cleveland Browns. We expected some changes in Cleveland. This is something Buffalo needed, because they don't have a real receiver, a real number 1. And they just got that with the guy who, in my opinion, has some of the best footwork I've ever seen out of a receiver. So the Jets and Bills pull off these crazy trades the day after they have that game on Monday Night Football. We start this day by talking about those exact 2 teams. We're not talking about the Cowboys getting wiped out by the Lions or anything like that. We're talking about the Jets and the Bills. Now the question is now, how will the AFC East shape out when Tua returns? If he returns, I think the coach said that he plans on playing again. But if they don't get a quality quarterback in there, especially for Tariq Hill, and now there's 3 top receivers in the AFC East, but if they don't get a quality quarterback in there in Miami, then the Dolphins are done. It doesn't matter what they do. I think they're 2-4 as well. But I did a predictions video of course, before the season, as I always do. And these right here were my picks in the AFC East. Just a little refresher. This is what I picked. I had the Jets winning the division at 11-6. I had Miami going just 9-8, and I had the Bills going 9-8, and of course New England a non-factor. But I still had the Bills. Let's go to it. I still had the Bills, if you can see down there at 7. I still had them in the playoffs. I had the Jets as the 4 seed, Dolphins as the 6 seed, Bills as the 7 seed. Those predictions are going to stay where they are, but I definitely think the Bills are going to finish over the Dolphins now with this addition right here of Amari Cooper. I definitely believe they're going to finish over the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what Miami's going to do. Tua, even when he comes back, the way he plays, it honestly just feels like a matter of time. But what do y'all think about these trades? What do y'all think about the Bills now and the Jets? Is it going to come down to these two teams? Who do you think is going to win the division? I'm still sticking with my pick, the New York Jets, because I do like this addition. I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to happen because nothing was popping off, and it felt like, of course, the number one thing was always there's a chance that the Raiders don't find a trade partner and they keep Davante Adams. But then you had Jets after that, maybe 49ers, Chiefs, or whatever, however you want to list it. But the Jets end up pulling it off. It's obviously somewhere Davante Adams wanted to go. But I do think this right here propels the Jets over the Bills, even though the Bills just answered with a crazy splash. So it was like the Bills beat them on Monday Night Football. Then the Jets return the favor with this trade. But then the Bills say not so fast, and they go and trade. But I'm still taking the Jets to win this division. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will talk soon. Those are my thoughts on that. Peace.